Hello everyone, this is Milos Dordevic. My project was on generating keywords for Google Ads. This is a project that automatically generates keywords for a search engine marketing campaign using programming language Python. Um, Instead of people coming up with the keyword phrases, writing them all down into one big list and then into a table and then implementing that, using just few lines of code, you could learn how to save time uh, generating keywords. Um, Again, programming is always the answer to anything that's time consuming in the line of marketing. Um, Python is pretty good, but also Java would work here. Um, so how does it work? Well, we have we start with the product. So if we have, let's say we have a company that makes sofas and furniture. So we have product list. That's the first list we have. And then we have a words that will go well with marketing, like buying, discount, shop, sale, cheap, promotion. Those are all the words, and they're going to be in another list. So we have two lists. And in Python, those are called lists of strings. So we will combine those two lists and we will generate keywords. To do that, instead of writing it all out and using so much time, we're gonna just use for loop in Python. And using that loop, it will just generate phrases very fast. So to do that, we need another empty list, and then we need for loop. And what for loop will do is it will go for every product in product list. It will match it with every word in word list. Uh, and it will just append it or add it to the empty list. So that empty list will become uh, our list with all of the uh, keywords. Uh, the other half uh, of the project was just converting that list into more readable data frame. Data frame is basically um, kind of like a table, so we can easily manipulate it and manage the final output. It comes from the library pandas, and it's, as I said, it's basically like a table. It has columns, and what we want to do is put columns, give columns a meaningful names, so it's readable and it's understandable by people. We will also uh, create the match type column. This is basically uh, when you type in Google, when you type specific words, if you want your keywords to match exactly, or you want more broad match. And again, this uh, this is something that company that you work for will specify. Um, in this in this project specifically, I did exact, and then we did a phrase match as well. Exact, there's some um, trade-offs. Um, like the search volume for exact match is lower than the match types, and we can possibly think of all the ways in which people search. So we're probably missing out on some high quality words, keywords. That's why we're using on the uh, second part we're using phrase match, which basically will just um, it will include our exact match keywords together with anything before or after them. And the last thing is just saving our final uh, data file, data frame, um, as CSV file. Some of the tools, as I mentioned before, as I took Python class a couple semesters ago at Simpson. Um, the things I came across already was the lists, of course, how to make lists, how to print them, how to print anything in Python really. Also for loops were very familiar. Here, for example, I chose just a list, uh, which is words equal and then those brackets, and then if because this is a string, it's just words, we have to put like this, and then that's uh, for the lists, and then there is a print command as well. So just print and then parentheses and then the name of our list, which we name it anything we want. In this case, it's words. So yeah, this is how you set up the list, and this is how you print it, and this is the outcome when you print the list. Now the new Python tools that I did not see because we did not work with data frame is the data frame commands, as well as importing the new library. So the library is pandas, and after we import the library, we get some new commands that we can modify the list. So the first one is basically converting the list into data frame, then renaming the columns, adding more columns, um, duplicating or making a copy, saving. In the example I chose, so there's a command how to import a new library. So import pandas as PD. And there's also a command to make a copy of something. So if you have, let's say, this is a one data frame that you have, and to make a copy of it, you will just use the name dot copy. So so let me take that back. So this is um, the name of the new file that you want to make, and that new file is going to be just the copy of the file you already have. So let's say this was the data frame that you wanted to make copy of. All you have to do is use dot after the name of it dot copy, open and close parentheses, and it will make the copy and save it as keywords phrase. Now there's nothing to print for this, as these are just the commands that are executed um, within the Python. All in all, this program was fairly easy once I got hold of new library and all the commands in the new library. The first part was fairly simple. It's all about lists and doing for loop to run through the list and match the, for example, sofas, buying sofas, and so on and so on. So just creating all those keywords that would take so much time. For loop will just run through them very fast. And then after that, it's just modifying that list into data frame, and then modifying columns, saving, uh, adding match type. So yeah, compared to I when I did my Python class, we used to have a project, and that project was to just make a video game, and I made a pretty nice video game, kind of like Fish Frenzy, if you ever played that. So compared to that game, this was fairly simple, fairly easy, but it was still fun to do, and I did enjoy it. Thank you for your attention. Hopefully you can check this project out and generate some keywords for yourself.